welcome to Information Please, your Peoria Public Library on the air, bring you information about your library and your community. This evening my guest is Carla Wilkinson from the Peoria Public Library Programming Department. I wanted her to come because we have so many exciting things coming up right now and for the rest of the year that you'll want to put on your calendar. Hi Carla.
Hello.
Pulled you away from various meetings with people about exhibits and music and all the other fun stuff we have going on, but it's February, and right now what's in our gallery?
Right now we have Joe Corey, and this is, there we go.
There's a picture.
Yes, photography. Joe Corey is, I believe he's a doctor, and he is a photographer on the side, and he actually took the picture that's on our library cards. So
yes,
if you have a library card, yep, you have seen his work. So we have a nice display of his work in our gallery right now.
Yeah, and that's of course free and
Yes.
open during library hours. Main library
Absolutely.
is Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. So easy thing to do when you're coming in to pick up books or do genealogy research or whatever. There's the exhibit, and truly exciting to be able to see a gathering of his work all in one place.
Yes, and he's a local guy, which we've
Yeah.
had a lot of artists who have come from far away,
Yeah.
and that you might not know, but he is a local person
Yeah.
from Peoria, and it's nice to be able to display his work.
Yeah, sometimes it's harder to see the work of local people. You can see it if you can go to their gallery, or you can go to First Friday, or you can go to an art fair, but this is a chance to see a collection of work by one local person all in one place. So
Yes,
very,
absolutely.
very fun, yeah. And the other, I don't know, can you think some of the other things we have coming up this year? We'll have our high school competition, Congressional Art Show.
Yes, that's in April. We'll have the Rennick
Yeah,
art show as well.
which is Peoria Historical Society, and that's a juried show.
Yes.
And then that's in May, and then in June we have an exciting new show, Living Proof,
Yes.
and it's work by cancer survivors. And anybody who is a cancer survivor and does artwork, and it can be fiber art, it can be jewelry, it can be whatever you do, we encourage you to contact us and get one of the forms to enter, because it is a juried show. But this is coming to us from the Quad Cities and started by 2 breast cancer survivors, and who found a lot of healing, so that'll be exciting. And then as summer comes, we've got even more stuff, and into the fall we have the 3rd year of Caterpillar Advertising Art,
We do.
and
yes.
then probably our Veterans Show
Yep,
again.
we're hoping to get the veterans back in November and December.
Yeah, which is another expression of art as a tool for healing. Yeah.
Yes, it's always a very interesting show full of lots of different mediums and different types of artwork.
Yeah, very exciting. Well, and the other thing, expression of arts, is our Music in the Mackenzie program, which we don't have all of our photos yet because it's too early in the year, but we have a great lineup of musicians coming this year.
Yes, absolutely. They've kind of just been falling into our laps. People have been calling us and asking if they can perform. So we have all of 2015 planned already this early in the year. So in February, we're having the Sally Weisenberg Band. And in January, when we had the Old Men Boys, most of the members of that band were very excited that we had Sally Weisenberg coming. They said she is wonderful. She'll keep you entertained for the full 2 hours. And they're very excited. They're going to come back and see her.
Oh, well, that's exciting.
So I thought that was pretty good advertising.
Pretty good recommendation.
Yeah, pretty good recommendation. So in March, this is very interesting. We have Dana and Susan Robinson, and they have done music that has been in some Ken Burns documentaries. So
fun.
The Dust Bowl, for instance. So it's very interesting that they are obviously nationally known and should have some nice acoustic Americana folk music. It fits in nicely with the theme of our series. In April, I'm very excited about this. We're having the Roundstone Buskers.
Oh, I love the Roundstone Buskers.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you don't know them, anybody watching, they're a local group who you know, we frequently see around, but how fun to be able to hear them, and it's free, and it's on Sunday afternoon, and it's accessible. So if you're one of those music lovers who finds it difficult to get into a crowd and get out in public and deal with stairs and all that, this is the place to see them.
Yes, absolutely. And the Roundstone Buskers have made quite a reputation for themselves here in Peoria, and they're truly a very, very talented group, and we're lucky to have them and be able to have them on a Sunday afternoon at the library. It should be a lot of fun. In May, we're going to have Electricity. Rooster Alley, they are not an acoustic group.
Yeah, this is one of the rare times we're doing a group that isn't acoustic.
It's going to be a little
May
bit
not
loud.
be the day to study for finals at North Branch.
Right, it's going to be loud, but it should be fun. Rock and roll, it should just be a nice, fun time. So a little bit different, but we don't want to give you the same old acoustic every month. You have to liven it up every now and again.
And another local group that's very got a following and sure to be a lot of fun.
In June and July, we have a couple of groups. Tourists in June, which is traditional Irish, and then July is David G. Smith. He's an acoustic solo performer, kind of a country. In August, there's a group called the Oceanographers. They are a local group of younger people, and they play a wide range of genres, some original songs, some covers, so it should be a good mix. September is Katie Bell, and she's Americana. It's not just her, she's not a solo group, but we're not sure how many people exactly it'll be.
With her,
October is Pint and a Half. They are from Colorado. It's a husband and wife, and they are also Americana. They have original songs and covers. November, I'm very excited about. This is a friend of mine named Cheryl Rohde. Cheryl and I went to Bradley University together and sat next to each other in the trumpet section. And Cheryl now is trying to make her way as a singer-songwriter. She plays guitar, and she lives up in Chicago now, where she's performing at different clubs and trying to make a name for herself. She's very good. She does original songs, so I'm excited to give her an opportunity to perform here in Peoria. And she has some CDs that she's made, and so you will have an opportunity to take her music home.
Yeah, that's what all of these folks, except I think the Roundstone Buskers, have CDs for sale. And when you buy those, you not only get to enjoy the music, but you support the Friends of Peoria Public Library, which of course the Friends of Peoria Public Library then give us the funding to bring more of these exciting programs back. So if you so choose to do that, you can know that that's going to help fund the next thing that we come, whether it's a children's program or musicians or whatever. They don't, you know, it all goes in one big pot. They're not saying, well, this funds this, but and that's why they're free, because the Friends of Peoria Public Library pay for whatever we need to bring these extra programs in that are beyond our normal budget. And so on these Sunday afternoons, and we don't have a regular pattern because of bringing different artists in from different places. We just aim for a Sunday afternoon, and it's 2 to 4, so it's after lunch and before dinner. It's a nice way to spend a Sunday afternoon with a free performance, and can bring the whole family. A lot of dancing goes on in the aisles, though, I hear.
Yes, it's been known to happen.
Did we say December yet?
December is, no, we didn't. Barry Cloyd,
all right,
a local performer. We've had him before at some children's programs, summer reading, but he does perform for adults as well. So we thought we'd bring Barry back for December.
And if we're going to bring up old connections, I remember Barry Cloyd from high school, starring in Bye Bye Birdie as Birdie. So, the high school play. So that's digging way back in the past. But yeah, that's an exciting lineup. And of course, can't catch all that, but on our website, you can look on the calendar each month, you can look in our paper calendar, you can download it, or at the bottom of our homepage you'll see this logo, and if you click on it, it will take you to a list of all the acts for the whole year. So you could print out, and we have bookmarks too. You can pick up a bookmark that lists everybody on it and keep it with you while you're checking out books and looking for music, which is the great thing, is we have such a wonderful collection of music that can be checked out. And often these artists give us one of their CDs to put in the collection. So
Yes.
you could actually listen to them ahead of time, possibly. Yeah. Well, we should talk some more about some of the events that are coming up. Just in February alone, it's Black History Month, which of course we always like to celebrate. We have so many locations that are in areas that have a lot of African Americans coming to programs, and particularly Lincoln Branch does a great job of celebrating Black History Month. But all of our locations this year have book displays, and what are those about?
We have book displays featuring African American figures, the civil rights movement. So every location will have books. Of course, these books are in the library all the time, but we're going to pull them out for you, make it a little easier for you to find them. Maybe you'll see something that catches your eye that you never would have read before.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to give you some more options, give you a little nudge. Hope that you'll read something out of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
this
read
month.
out of your comfort zone, and it's a great way to celebrate Black History Month, because so many of us just have huge gaping holes in our understanding of history and such huge gaping holes in what our African Americans did in this country. Truly amazing list of accomplishments that are not celebrated very often, and it's a great time to pick that up and read those things. So you don't even have to go looking; they're right there.
Yes.
We'll see them. But what else have we got going on besides the book displays?
McClure Branch is doing kind of a neat thing. It's a twist on a program that we've done at other places. It's called Blind Date with a Biography. We've done Blind Date with a book at other locations. Lakeview has done it a couple of times in February around Valentine's Day.
Yes.
So McClure is doing Blind Date with a Biography, and what they're doing is they're taking biographies of famous African Americans, wrapping them up in plain paper, so you don't know what you're checking out. But we want you to take a chance, check one of these out. Once you've checked it out, you can unwrap it and see what you have. And I know when Lakeview did this, there were lots of people who were maybe hesitant at first, but really enjoyed the books that they got. It was maybe something that they never would have picked up if they knew what it was.
Yeah, and it's not that big a commitment. You just
Right.
take the book home, and even if you just glance through it and skim it, if you don't want to read it, and skim it and pick up some things. But on the other hand, if you make a commitment to read the first 50 pages of no matter what you get, you might find yourself really enjoying something new.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a great thing to do. And then what are some of the other things we have coming up?
We have a film series, Black History Academy Award winners and nominees. We have about a half dozen different films, and they all feature actors or actresses who were nominated for their roles. Maybe the film was nominated. We have a Tony Award winner. In the first film on February 14th is Disney's The Princess and the Frog.
Oh,
And
lovely movie.
yes, the voice of the princess is an actress by the name of Anika Noni Rose, who won a Tony Award. So that's not an Academy Award, but you're going to have a good singing voice in that, and that's a fun movie to see, not just for kids, but adults can enjoy it as well. Yeah. And we have some other movies, Claudine with Diane Carroll and James Earl Jones. Diane Carroll was nominated for an Oscar for that role. Driving Miss Daisy with Morgan Freeman. He was nominated, did not win an Oscar for that. In 2004, he did win an Oscar for $1 Million Baby.
Okay.
Then Beasts of the Southern Wild. I don't know if you've seen this movie.
No, I haven't.
It is a very interesting movie. It's difficult to describe. It kind of takes place in the bayou, in kind of a fantastical location. There are some weird things that happen, but the main character is this little girl, and I believe the actress was 6 years old when she filmed this movie. Her name is Quivanjane Wallace, kind of a mouthful.
Yeah.
And she was nominated for Best Actress at age 9.
Wow.
And she certainly deserved it. It was a great performance. It's a great movie. I'm not doing a very good job of selling it because it's just one of those movies that you can't really explain what it's about.
Yeah.
But it's very good. And this actress now played the role of Annie in the new Annie movie that just came out in December.
People may recognize her from that then.
Yes.
So she sings as well.
She does, yes. And she's a fun little actress to watch. And I think we'll be seeing good things from her in the future. And then the final movie is The Help. And Octavia Spencer won an Academy Award. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Based on the very popular book of the same name that we could not keep on the shelves for a few years running. So it's a
no matter how many copies of it we bought, it would fly off the shelf. Yeah.
So that's the movie series.
And of course,
we have.
the author or the man who wrote the news stories that The Help was based on actually was here visiting and spoke with District 150 teachers, and then we were able to have a public session with him not that long ago. I think that was maybe last fall or something. We should tell people, we kind of rattled through what they were, but we didn't actually tell them the dates and times and where they were. We're kind of doing a regular thing on Saturdays and Wednesdays here.
And it's going to be Saturdays at 1 o'clock, Wednesdays at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
And it's basically every Wednesday and Saturday from February 14th through the 28th.
Okay.
So you can check our website, pick up a copy of Passages.
Or just if you're in the mood to see a movie, show up at Lincoln Branch at that time. Yeah, and of course we've got the digital projection and sound, so you get a really, really great viewing experience, not like you're going to get at home, unless you've got one of those really huge TV things, which most of us don't.
No.
All right, and we've got a great Black History Month event for the kids, girls anyway.
Yes, we're going to start doing some American Girl programs. American Girl, very popular book and dolls. So we're going to have an American Girl party with Addie on February 18th at the North Branch at 4 o'clock. That's a Wednesday, so get out of school, come on over to the library. We're going to read some of Meet Addie, the first book in the series, and then we'll have, you can make a cloth doll to take home.
Oh, fun.
Addie in the books has a cloth doll, so we're going to try to make our own doll like Addie's. This is a great book series. All of the American Girl books are very well researched and full of amazing history, and Addie is especially full of historical facts and things that we can really appreciate during Black History Month.
And they have great clothing too.
They do.
Which I'm a great advocate that what people wore influenced a lot of what went on at the time. So that's exciting. It's a lot of fun. Wednesday, February 18th from 4 to 5 at North Branch.
Yes, and that's for grade school.
Okay.
And Addie herself might make an appearance.
Oh, all right. All right. Fun.
Yeah.
Okay. But now moving away from Black History Month and into just some winter things, we've started to have a lot more programs for adults because of the fact that adults were showing up at the library wanting to participate in some of the crafts and some of the reading programs and things we had going for the younger kids. So why not? We're here to please. So North Branch has started a new program for mature readers that's going to run through February and part of March. And what's that called?
It's called the Passport to Winter Fun. So it's kind of like summer reading, but winter, obviously. Yes, and it's to encourage people who are already reading to read some different things. So you'll pick up your passport and it has a variety of genres listed in it, and we're encouraging you to read different genres, things that maybe you wouldn't pick up otherwise.
And some of them aren't even genres. Some of them are things to do with our website or just looking around at some of the resources we have, not even necessarily books. But also just to get you to read new things and some other things. So what do? You get this passport stamped, and then what?
You get the passport. It has 18 adventures in it. So 18 different things we want you to try. And for every 6, so that's a third, every 6 you get your passport stamped and you earn a prize, small prize.
which is book bucks.
Yes, for our friends at the library store.
Yeah. That means that by doing this, you get basically a gift certificate or whatever that you can spend either at North Branch, which has a fairly large book sale area, or come down to Main Library where the big book sale area is and spend your book bucks. And so you could save them up, or you could, as inexpensive as the books are, you could buy a new one every week with your book buck.
Yes, yes. So if you complete all 18 adventures, you get to enter the grand prize drawing. And I'm not sure what the grand prize is at this point.
I'm not either. But
something fabulous.
Something fabulous, I'm sure. And then they're going to announce that on March 25th, who won that. Yeah.
So if you consider yourself a mature reader, which we can all have our own definitions of that. I could be a mature reader.
I think it's anybody over 18, maybe.
Probably, yes. So we want you to participate and just explore what the library has to offer, because a lot of these things could be things that people aren't aware we have, like a lot of our databases.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff out there. Well, and then there's a new monthly club that started at Lakeview Branch, kind of an answer to a need. But what's that one called?
It's called the Baby Boomer Club. So this is, we didn't put an age on it. If you consider yourself a baby boomer, you can enjoy this. So they have different nostalgic programs every month. They might play board games. They might watch a movie. In February 21st, it's a Saturday at 10:30 in the morning. They are going to learn about genealogy.
Okay.
So if you have thought about getting started on your family genealogy, but you don't quite know where to start, this would be a good place to come. They're going to have, it's going to be a beginner class, and I believe one of our staff members who's very involved in genealogy will be leading the class. And if you have your laptop or a tablet, go ahead and bring it, and you can follow along and get some hands-on experience.
Right, because in the library, you can use the library World Edition of Ancestry.com, which a lot of people maybe have just the U.S. edition at home or have to come to the library to use it, but it's fabulous to be able to do that. So
I've gotten involved a little bit on Ancestry.com, and it's addicting because you keep finding clues and you keep going further and further, and you can waste a lot of hours.
Yeah. Well, and there's right now there's a big thing in the genealogy community going on called the Genealogy Do-Over, which many people who have tinkered with genealogy but they haven't cited their sources, they don't have their records organized, are participating in that. So if you're doing that and you want to go back to the beginning, this also might be a fun thing to go to and maybe pick up some tips on how to cite your sources and how to list things. And you know, they always say start with yourself. Maybe you want to write your own biography. But the other exciting thing about that is the staff member who's presenting this and another staff member have just developed a new genealogy packets for different ages. And so they can give you a packet and that you've got everything, you've already got a folder to get started with and forms and things.
Yes.
So I think they'll be handing that out when they go to that. So.
Yes.
We also still have going on our attempt to make Peoria a more peaceful community with the Winter Read. And this is a joint project of Commonplace, Peoria Reads, and Peoria Public Library. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about, I think there's one discussion left.
Yes, a couple of years ago, we did Don't Shoot as the Peoria Reads book, and we're involved in the Don't Shoot program that's going on in Peoria with the City of Peoria, Peoria Police. So there's a new organization in Peoria called the Peoria Community Against Violence.
Yeah, and otherwise known as PCAV.
Yes, PCAV.
You'll hear people talking about PCAV.
Yes. So they want to promote peaceful living here in Peoria, and one of the things they wanted to do was have book discussions. So there were 3 different books that they chose, and this one is The Other Westmore, which is a biography memoir written by a young man who met another young man with the same name, the other Westmore, and they led very different lives. One of them ended up being a doctor, I believe, and the other one ended up in prison. So it's a study of how
what made one turn out good and the other turn out bad. And the other two choices, which you can discuss these with anybody, read them with your family, talk, have your book club read them. I mean, this isn't a program that ends, but there's one about a gang member who got out of the gangs, and then there's one by a priest who talks about the power of compassion and what he's done with gang members on the West Coast. And so all those books, we have multiple copies of them. They're available for discussion. So whether it's a formal discussion or not, you read them and think about them and think what we can do to make Peoria a better place. But we have another monthly club starting that a lot of people will enjoy as we talk about. We just got a minute or so left here and wrap up our show. But Textile Arts Club, what's that about?
Lakeview Branch, the second Tuesday of every month. You can bring your knitting, crocheting, needlepoint. Those fiber arts are becoming more popular among younger people.
Yeah.
And so you can bring your work and sit down with other people who are working, maybe trade ideas, trade supplies. People always
Ask
have
questions.
extra yarn.
You may,
yes.
Yeah, you may come and find you're tangled up in your pattern, and maybe a more experienced knitter can untangle you, or quilter or whatever.
Maybe you don't know how to knit, but you want to learn.
Yeah.
You could come and sit down and watch.
Yeah, and it's fun just to share, sit and stitch and talk, and maybe have some book discussions too.
Yes.
Well, Carla, that's about all the time we have, and of course we've just barely touched the surface of what's going on at the library. If you want to find everything that's going on at the library, we haven't talked about any of the children's programs or the other book clubs, just look at our website or pick up a newsletter and or ask at the desk, and we can let you know. There's something for everybody. We'll see you next week on Information Please.